Okay. Oh, there we are. Should be ready to start now. And as per the usual, it is Pro Music. They're just the best. This is just such a great background music for while streaming starting. Honestly, I don't know what I'd do without it. Very awesome though. Anyways, I love you too, Sharky. You're kind of the best. I don't know if you've noticed that before. If you wonder why I disappeared there, it's because I moved Firefox in front of my thing so it couldn't tell what it was supposed to be capturing. Anyways, we're going to open up the game. And we don't even need to exit out of Everest this time, because we're not doing any speedrunning, which makes it a little bit easier to, get into the game. Blue boop boop boom. I need to get back into Blender tomorrow, because, well, I mean, it's not that urgent, but I've been working on my 3D models, and it's gonna be neato burrito when they are done. I can look right at the camera, or I can look to the side, and it's a little bit annoying that I can tell the difference, because I want to know what the model looks like when I'm looking right into the camera, but I kinda can't, because it's over there. And it's hard to tell in my peripheral vision. I will let it update. Oh, some updates failed. Darn. You know what it looks like. Lucky you. I've been wondering about this little heart I drew on the cheek, because on the one hand it's a very nice heart and I quite like it. I'm wondering if maybe I change it out for something. Today we reach the stars. That's the hope, isn't it, Mental Martyr? You know? It looks like might need to update Everest. Oh, darn it. Gosh darn it. I forgot that my down button was bound to confirm. So when I pressed up, it cycled down to exit, and then when I pressed down to go back to the top, it confirmed on leave. So, I'm a little bit silly for that one. Boop, boop, boop. I'm gonna skip updates this time. Don't need them. Then we're gonna go up to options. Go to controller config. We're gonna use this menu. Then over on confirm. I'm gonna remove that one. Finally got my human model finished, or at least until 1.0 status. That's super awesome. So this is my speedrunning file, but this is my casual file. You can tell because it's a lot more time. I was actually technically doing some work on Farewell. Because I was trying to get the Moonberry. But, we don't really need... we don't need to work on that right now. Farewell is difficult, by the way. You can go there for ages if you'd like. So we've got the A side, but we don't have the B side, it looks like. Yeah, we might as well just, This is gonna be like the entire stream. Like, nobody's gonna be missing anything today. Oh. It's been a little while since I attempted this. Because I've attempted this a lot. And hang on, we don't need the speedrun timer on. But yeah, I've attempted this a lot and have not gotten it. Because it's just hard to go through the entire thing. I found out I need to dang near bleach my room in order for my camera to see my face, so. Oh, that's too bad. I had a problem with my camera before when I was trying to use a green screen back when I was, a face cam streamer. My camera would, auto balance the white so that my face would be red, and it would be annoying because it would make the what was I saying? the white balance would make my face red, and then it would make the green a different green. I was making everything hard to green screen out. I remember watching this back in the day. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. Oh. Don't mind if I do. Oh. Yeah, I can see that being frustrating. It looks like the up button is still gonna cause me troubles. That's okay. Oh, you know what I forgot? Hang on. We can go bink. That little thing there. I'm thinking I might need a little, whoops. I might need a little gray thing going behind these overlays so that people can see them better. Because, I mean, look at that. In fact, I can... We have plenty of time today, so, like, we might as well... Hang on. Oh, that's right. It's that button. I don't know why I was trying to use arrow keys. I just want the ability to wink. Having two different colored eyes makes a wink extra spooky. I can wink, but it's kind of weird when I tilt my face away because then it's harder for the tracker to tell when my eye is, you know, away and it isn't. Wow, my Steam account. Yeah. What was... Oh, that's right. Oh, wait. You know what? I actually already have a good image for this. Since I can't have hands, I must wink. That makes sense. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna go... I don't have any idea where I've stored this file. We're gonna have to find it. Everyone needs something to stand out. I don't know if I really have anything to stand out. I'm gonna be honest. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to resize this. Apolologies while I figure this out. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. I just need to find one particular image. I mean, you are only like 3 made VTubers. That's 3 whole VTubers who already do the same thing. I don't know if that's exactly unique. I mean, everyone has something. Where have I left it? It's gotta be around here somewhere. Come on. Did you used to stream on YouTube? I did like exactly 1 stream on YouTube. It's not that it's worse or anything, but I like Twitch because it has an API I can program for, and it has channel points. If YouTube ever gets channel points and a way for me to program a bot for it, then, or rather an easy way for me to program a bot for it, I'm sure I could make a complex bot. It looks like my thing isn't there, so we're gonna have to go, but yeah. Here we go. We save image as. And I can go like that, that. Okay. Then I can slide down here, drag this, make it smaller. Basically what I'm doing here, making a little thing to make these overlays stand out more. Right? And then what I can do is I can go filters. And I can add Would a chroma key work, I wonder? If I... go like this, and then... opacity down. Oh darn, that doesn't quite work, huh? I used to be a Let's Player on YouTube. I understand that, yeah. If I make it, like, slightly... oh, that's odd. How's that? And if I turn up the similarity... okay, no, that's just not gonna work, huh? Because what I need is for this to be, you know, slightly more... properties, maybe? Apply alpha? No. It's tricky. Let's see if I can get a better image. Because this will be nice, you know? It'll be nice. I used to make Lego review videos. Yeah. Quite fun. Let's see about this one. Also, thank you again, help you with your loyal help. Please help on my birthday. That's pretty awesome. This should work. Let's see if we save this image. That's a long one. Save it. And if we don't need that right now. That's not for right now. We'll just put it back over here. I hope that I was helpful. I'm really bad at things. Okay, then if we go here in downloads, where would I have left it? Gotta fix the audio one last time. I accidentally made all the sound effects too loud, cutting out your and Jab's audio up parts. Oh, that happens, huh? Okay, let's see about this. No! The PNG tricked me. It wasn't a PNG at all. It was a JPEG renamed. Half alpha. Black. You know what? We're just going... this'll just be easier to just do it ourselves. Everything's best when you do it yourself. Now, let's see. Darn, where did it go? Oh, it's this one. Then basically what we do is we go over here. Opacity. Put at 69% because it's funny. And then we just export it as a PNG. And ta-da! We have what we wanted. Right? No harm, no fuss. There we go. That didn't have to be so hard. Now I put myself back there. Yeah, that's not bad. That could be a lot worse. See, now you guys can see it a lot better. That's nice. But yeah, I love being helpful. I'm just bad at it. It's unfortunate for me, but That's how it is. Oh, I'm so silly. There's an easier way of doing that room that I keep forgetting because I love getting in between those. Like, the whole way I learned how to do this room is to get between those two bars, but you really don't need to do all that. You just... There. Like that. Everyone did great jobs, so I don't think Elliot and Jab signed up to be villains. It's unfortunate when that happens, huh? But I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure they're not upset or anything. I'm pretty sure I can get this today. This level, that is. This golden berry. Because, you know, I've had a lot of practice on this level. I just haven't quite gotten, you know, the run that's gotten all the way before. Have to lock in on this one a little bit. Oh, this right. Some of these rooms are quite the tricky, huh? But it's supposed to be like that, though. Oh, darn. That room's one of the hardest in the... Well, one of them, but not the... Oops. Last time you played this, we just became a thing. You're so sentimental, Sharky. It makes you so cute. I don't remember things like that, unfortunately. I wouldn't know. Oh. You are silly like that. And so cute. I wonder... So obviously, it's no good to be worried about viewers and stuff like that, but... I would like to have some more people watching, because I enjoy talking to people. So I'm curious to see what people would say I can do about that. A lot of it is just networking, which is difficult for me because people, you know, it's not necessarily an exchange of any kind, but people are more likely to watch you if you watch them. But I just don't really watch live streams. So I worry that not being somebody who really watches live streams might be unhelpful. Because the live stream is such a commitment for me. I don't know. There's that. Oh, this room is really hard for me. Oh, darn it. So I think I know what's gotta be done there. But it's hard to remember. As somebody who posts in 2 different places and collabs right crazy, growth is weird. Yeah. It's just, you know how it is. You both probably do. You have experience doing this kind of thing. You know, it just is how it is. I really hope that YouTube gets some of the features that Twitch has, though. Because I'd be happy to switch over there as soon as they do, you know? The only... Well, I mean, one of those features is an affiliate program or some other way to make money. Because I do need the money. But YouTube, while it is, you know, still in decline because it's not a profitable model. YouTube seems a bit more stable. Oh. Might have to stretch my hands after this one. After this fail, I mean. Doop 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 doop. Alright, so I think it's like that. If I try and do that more consistent. Oh, right. Okay, I'm gonna stretch my hands really quick now because this room kind of needs it. This is the farthest I've made it in a second. But it was bound to happen eventually. Okay, I was wrong. This room did not, in fact, need it. How much more is there? Oh, this room is what needs it. My mind. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh, that kills me. It's actually kind of whack how small you are comparably. Normally people love comfy streamers. I don't know. I don't know about that. For beginners, being transgender doesn't help, you know? Because people like listening to comfy streamers with a cute voice, unfortunately, and voice training is something I struggle at. So being transgender isn't in itself the difficult thing. But being a VTuber makes it more niche. Being transgender without having enough voice training makes it less appealing. So, comfy. Plus, also, I don't market myself as comfy, really. Maybe I should, but I don't feel like I'm comfy a lot of times. Not in a bad way or anything, just as I'm always trying to figure things out. So, I don't really go for... I should probably try and lean into that more. But I don't know how to. I don't know how to be comfy. Especially since a lot of people's idea of comfy might involve, like, hardly any streamer interaction. You know? Because if you're comfy, you might not want to talk. I think you are comfy, but you are incredibly biased. Oh. You might have thought that I was out of stamina, but there's actually no such thing as out of stamina. MP also got the trans angle, but they lean heavily into violence and visual appeal. Yeah, I don't know. It's all tricky, huh? It's very much VTubers also. My whole setup, I think, needs reworking. I'm not certain about the color scheme. I like having pink hair, and I like having a pink background, but I think having both at the same time is just visually distracting, you know? Harder to tell where one ends and the other begins. And that's not good when your main focus, or rather, when you want people to focus on it properly, you know? But it's hard to tell what color it should be. It shouldn't be so easy, or it shouldn't be difficult to make the change once I know what color, though. Purple? Yeah, but I don't want it to be... It's hard to choose a good purple. You know? Because if it's too purple, then it's like the Twitch colors. And I don't really want to be associated directly with the Twitch colors. If it's not purple enough, then it's just feels like it's out of place with the green. So purple is a really hard one for me. It's not a bad color or anything. It just doesn't... I just don't know that it's quite what I'm... Oh, quite what I'm looking for. Oh. Color theory, opposite of pink, white and black would be sky blue. Muted yellows, maybe some lavender or beige. Maybe a neon sort of vibe. I think pastels are what we want. But I do agree that color theory is a good way to think about it. Blue wouldn't be a bad choice. It would really give it the sort of sky feeling in the background. But there's also the color theory of how the color makes you feel, right? And blue, I don't know, is the right feeling for what I want. A lot of neon colors are harsh, especially if they're all over the screen. So it might not be the right choice either. Muted yellow is an interesting one. But I feel like people don't like yellow as much. Like, I think it's been studied, yellow is one of people's least favorite colors. At least out of the primary colors. Beige is, you know, people don't like beige. People usually call something beige as an insult. Lavender isn't bad. It's how I do it. My design is comically wild, so my background is horrendously boring to help. Well, I like how my background is now. I might need to remove the sub-art because there's so many of them and it's visually distracting. I like Outrun vibes, so I'm a little biased towards neon. I think I just need to make, like, a maid cafe background, honestly. I think I might just have to commit to that. Because it's a lot of work to draw. But at the end of the day, it'd give the colors I want, it'd give the themes I want. The only problem is getting a good design that'll go with everything. And I'd probably have to change chat too, and then the grass in front that I really like having wouldn't fit anymore, and I'd have to think of something else, because I really like having the 2 layers that the stream avatars go behind. I think that's a really awesome detail. I've been told visual noise is good because small attention span, but the viewer's eye might be shifting, no idea. I don't know, because I think the less you have going on in the background, the more the viewers are going to focus on the 2 important points, right? That's your face and the gameplay. That's much easier than whatever it was I was trying to do before. But yeah. I failed miserably on this room before, huh? Oh. And again. I actually just need to remember how to do that room, wow. But I guess that's why I do it how I do it. I got a decent voice making out-of-pocket statements and truly wild gameplay. Yeah, for me, it's, you know, I'm not, like, astounding at everything, so I don't have the skill angle to appeal to. And I'm not, like, ridiculously bad at anything. Or at least not that I allow myself to on stream. Because I don't want to embarrass myself very much. Even though I get that that's part of it, and I'm willing to. Just, you know, I have to be controlled about it. But I'm just sort of average. So it makes sense I have a relatively average number of viewers. And it's not like a it's not like a bad thing or anything, it's just how it is. I'll get more followers slowly but surely, hopefully. So, my biggest worry, I think, at the moment, is gonna be that Twitch dies as a platform before I can get anywhere. Because it's going to be a lot of difficulty to move over completely to YouTube, if YouTube even still exists. Obviously, I'd like to be above average, but I mean, nobody's above average. Hearing you call yourself average is damaging to my psyche. I'm sorry, Sharky, but it's true, statistically average. Like, I am a trans femme who plays Celeste, Guilty Gear, and programs things. Oh, and also Dwarf Fortress. That's pretty average, I think. Oh, darn. And I stream because literally everyone in my age group streams, I feel like. I'm a VTuber, which is, you know, one of the fastest growing groups of streamers. MP told me it best. Where else are people gonna go to see someone take three men at once while complaining about fat birds and the economics of owning a musket? See, that's the problem, is I'm very, you know, subtle, I think is the way to put it. I don't have outlandish things like that. If I did, maybe things would be different. Maybe not, though. Oh. I go on some very horrid rants. I know, I'm just the maid. I clean up here. I forgot what I was gonna say. Well, every average trans femme is awesome. No, you're not wrong there, Sharky. But that's just because every person is awesome, you know? Trans people in general are super awesome. But like, that's not enough to stand out on social media or on Twitch, you know? I also don't have the HRT angle to go at yet. Oh, people also enjoy hearing about HRT progress, which I can't quite do at the moment. I also can't, you know, show off my voice acting skills. So it's you know, I feel like either I have to think of something that people aren't doing. But the thing about that is that if people aren't doing it, there's probably a reason they're not doing it, you know? Twitch isn't a new platform, it's not the Wild West anymore. The experimenting's been done, really. People know what they want to watch and they know how to use Twitch to find it. So new things are hard. Well, I'm here to support you because I love you. And I love you for that, Sharky. And in general. So yeah, it's just an interesting thing to ponder over, you know? Because I'm not, like, the smartest at all this. I just do my thing. I just work here. Oh, darn. I expected it to be a little bit lower. Just like a couple pixels. Sorry, this part's a little tricky if you don't get up the first try, because then you have to do the neutral hops, which allow you to climb walls without stamina. And that little overhang makes it a little precise, but not super precise. It's really a forgiving game. The game loves you. Unlike Dark Souls, which hates you. Oh, I let go. You gotta lean into the comfy or some kind of other similar vibes. It's difficult for me because I don't know how to make people comfortable. And I feel like the games I play aren't comfy games. Guilty Gear is a fighting game. That's a sort of exciting thing. That's all you can do sometimes. Popularity is a lot of luck. I absolutely agree, but it's also not, you know? Like, there's a reason there's a stereotype of the manufactured pop bands. Because it really is something that you can control if you have the knowledge and the money, a lot of times. But I feel like it's hard to lean into the comfy vibe because I don't play comfy games. I like Stardew Valley, but not enough to play it a lot, you know? And a lot of the things I do are like entertaining enough, keeping me engaged. And that's my main focus really a lot of the time. I feel like it's hard to be comfy. What can I do for you guys? How can I make you guys more comfortable? Doc R got his autistic screaming. MP has a way with people. I'm out of pocket. You gotta find your vibe. Yeah. It's tricky though. I haven't played Undertale. Maybe that would help. There's also Outer Wilds I hear you just have to play. I started it the first time, but I actually... There's a little bit of a funny story there is... I got the Outer Worlds first on Xbox Game Pass back when I had... Oh, back when I had that. Because I thought it was the same thing, because it's like one letter off. And I'm like, wait, this isn't the same game at all. And then also on Xbox Game Pass. If I ever streamed, what do you think my vibe would be? I don't know, Sharky. I don't know at all. Maybe lean into the Big Sister's energy or something? Oh, maybe. That's a bit tricky though, don't you think? I haven't been a big sister to anyone really. I have a lot of siblings, but I've been a brother most of my life. I don't quite know how to be a big sister. I don't know. Maybe I just focus on right now, because I feel like it's not you guys' jobs to fix things for me, and asking you to might be a little bit, a little bit rude of me. So I feel like you guys can, if you want, I'm curious if there's anything I can do to make you more comfortable. Because if comfy is the vibe we're going for, I'm curious as to what I can do about it for you. Because I've already been told I have a lot of older brother drunk stepdad vibes, and weirdly loving drunk stepdad vibe, which is some whiplash, let me tell you. Yeah, I get that. It can be really strange. I just want to help people out best I can. You know? Maybe then they'll like me. I'm joking on that. I know that's not how it works. Woo! Oh. But I forgot what I was gonna say. I don't know. I just hope y'all are doing good tonight. And... Oh, that was a bit close, huh? Oh. I didn't grab that as much as I thought I did. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Something about how you can help us, help you, help us. Oh my, that's too many words. Quite a lot to think about. Oh. Huh. Oh, you know what I ought to do before I do this one? I need a sip of my water. I wonder. Because when I feel I'm most in my element is when I'm teaching people things. I feel like, anyway. When I'm explaining my thought process, that's when I feel most comfortable streaming, right? So it's hard to see how that would fit into an overall vibe, because I'm not exactly a teacher or anything. I think confidence can help a lot. I agree. But I don't know how to be confident. Well, I mean, I know how to fake it well enough, I suppose. But I don't know what to be confident about. It's not like I'm generally insecure. I just feel like I have a decent knowledge of my capabilities. And I'm aware that changing those takes time. But it's not like I'm... Oh. Uh-oh, darn. I don't know. Confidence is a hard skill to learn. Not everyone goes through the needed stuff to be like that. Yeah. Plus, it's hard to tell the difference between being confident and being like, cocky, or, what's another good word for it? I feel like there's another one that starts with C. Or maybe A. I don't know. Oh, Azure Moon, hello. Don't worry, not a bot. First message, but if you haven't heard this, congrats for coming so far in Celeste. It is very easy to be long gone in this grind and keep looking for the next peak to climb without realizing how far you already reached. You have grown a lot, you've improved a lot, and ventured into the layers of determination that some humans were too afraid to challenge. Congrats on clearing all the bead sides and the main stories. Good luck for Goldens. I've also beaten the seasides. Right? It's just the golden berries and the moonberry that I'm missing. It is a big paragraph, but I'm quite happy to see it. It's quite the fun thing. Azure Moon, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I hope you're doing good tonight, by the way. My chat isn't pinging that as your first message, so we don't have a mod in chat currently. But I'd be curious to see if that was your first message or not. I feel like you might have been here before. Give me college PTSD nights. Fighting game content is one of the hardest challenges I have ever done in game. Or maybe FGC, or maybe, oh, FCG. Full complete golden? I don't know the words, I'm sorry. Farewell golden. Oh. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. And doesn't Golden Moonberry, Farewell Golden Moonberry in the same run? Isn't there only like, I don't know, less than 50 people who have done that? At least there were when I heard about it. Maybe it's a lot more now. It's still an elite club though. I don't know if that's a mountain I can climb, considering it's in space. Oh, darn. There are more than 500 Farewell Golden runs, but a lot lesser other ones. Yeah, I get it. It's crazy. Excuse me. Let's see if I still have enough stamina. I do. Yeah. But yeah, I hope you're doing good tonight. I hope everyone's doing good tonight, really. I'm sorta... I don't know. My birthday was recently. Some of y'all know that, some of y'all don't. I'm a little unsure about whether to share what day. It doesn't really matter. There's not much you can do with just my birthday. And I've shared my birthday before, I think. Wish you could help more, but besides the collab ideas, I don't really know. Yeah, it's tricky, huh? But I think the main thing I want to do, because I'm always trying to improve things, right? So I think on my next model, I'm going to give it a more vibrant pink. You know? Because I like being low-key about it, but I think you've got to be a little bit obnoxious in order to stand out. Which is, you know, good advice in general, but I think it's specifically, in this case, referring to my hair against this background. Even if I end up changing the background eventually, I think a more vibrant shade of pink will be a bit more distinct. Oh, darn, darn, darn. It's a bit of a tricky one, eh? I still want to teach you sword skills. Oh, I'd be interested to learn. I don't have the money for a practice sword, unfortunately. There was a good little while where I was so confident I was gonna get, you know, practice swords for learning kendo. Oh. FW Farewell perfectly symbolizes this fully understanding that this isn't Madeline's story, this is your story, your journey to keep going in life despite the eternal hopelessness that life surrounds you with. Being determined, but half the time, that determination's goal starts to seem shaky on the journey. For me, Farewell perfectly tells the story of embracing the reach for infinity that our species was blessed with. Reaching into the depths of your greatest nightmares for no reason but to win. That's a really awesome little paragraph you wrote there, Azure Moon. Can you, like... I think you ought to save that somewhere. I think there's gonna be a couple times where we want to see that again. I know I would, at least. For me also, I feel like Madeline's not only a reflection of us, but just is canonically one of us, you know? Madeline's also climbing with us. Oh, really? I don't know, I feel like it's a really nice piece of writing. It wouldn't be out of place in, like, one of the greatest movies of all time. I don't know what movie that would be specifically, but, like, if a movie was considered the greatest of all time, I'm sure a line like, or a paragraph like that wouldn't be out of place. That's just my thoughts on it, though. It's just a very... Oh. Yeah, that needs some Reddit gold attached to it. I don't use Reddit, honestly. Or Twitter. Ideally, I'd have, like, no social media, but still everyone would be able to talk to me. I guess that's what having my own website would be like. Is that people would just go to my website, and then they talk to me there. Alright, that was regular enough. That's just the way I chat. And talk on the internet. Well, I hope you're a writer someday then, because I'd love to read your longer works, if you had any. I wonder if you do any fiction. I decided earlier... Oh? Thank you. I don't know, it just feels like you have a very good grasp on the way your words affect you personally. And through that, it's easy enough to see how you'd like them to affect other people. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling here, and I've perhaps been paying a bit too much attention in English class. It's been a while since I wrote anything, ever since the hard problems. I understand that, yeah. I've been meaning to get back into writing as well. I actually thought about starting a little webcomic. And also I'm doing my little thing, but... Yeah, it's hard. I'm doing so many things, and I feel like there's just not enough time. I've got 2 different games I want to program. My website, my streaming, my college. Still need a job. I want to be a writer, but it has been really hard to motivate myself. Yeah, I earned C2 mastery in English, which is actually higher than my own native language's mastery somehow. But I might just start to make writing a part of my routine. As a retired writer, though, yeah, it's pretty good literature skills. Uh-huh. So, 2023 it was, before I had, actually, just after I graduated high school. I had the glorious opportunity to enter the, or attend, not enter, go to the California State Summer School of the Arts. That's CSSSA, or usually pronounced CISA. And the writers there, they'd love you. I mean, obviously you can't do it unless you're a high school student, or leaving high school, or just entering high school. But, like, it's a great program. I love to consider myself a writer. I just haven't finished anything recently. Or at all, actually. Now that I think about it. Okay, well, I did finish a few poems. And some other short things at CISA. I'm not the best finisher. I love starting and working, but I don't have enough practice finishing things. Finishing projects is a skill. You know, not everyone has that skill, and it's hard to build it because you actually need to finish things to build it. I'd love to write again, but I'm mostly a verbal storyteller now. Yeah, I get that, and it's a perfectly valid way of doing it. As for me, I don't know. I'm mostly just a thinking storyteller, I feel like. I haven't written so much down recently. I attach a bit too much importance to it, I think. I need to just write more bad stuff. More stuff for fun. I mean, everything's for fun. I was tempted to say something. Hard to novel stuff when your hands feel like they were deep fried. Oh yeah, I get that. I forget what I was saying. Either way, I'm sure everyone in chat is awesome. It sure seems like that. Oh! That is an alarm on my phone. Oh no! It made me lose! Alright, I'm gonna take a sip of my water. The one thing I will say about this... Hang on. I'm curious. First of all, we need to rename this source to... that. Then I'm curious if there's a vignette effect. Because I'd really love to. Most of my writing started because of Amori, though. I played it and it was the first game that really changed the way I look at the world, grief, and existence as a whole. And Celeste also channels that. That's awesome. Doesn't look like there is a vignette. So what really got me started as a writer, right, is this YouTube channel, okay? They're my favorite people in the world. And I don't interact with them at all anymore because I just have so many emotions attached to it. Mostly just, that I haven't interacted with it in a while. Makes me feel awkward to interact with it more. But the Tail Foundry... Oh, thank you for the follow, Azure Moon. The Tail Foundry is the... If they didn't exist, I probably wouldn't have started writing, I'm gonna be honest. I would probably still hate English class with a burning passion. I've watched some of their stuff. Yeah, I haven't watched any of their recent things. But... Hang on. Where's... Here. Their writing group. Okay, well. So, weekly they do a... I hate English class because my teacher didn't know how to speak English. Yeah, I get that. It was a very weird situation. Let's see if this loads. But I love the Tail Foundry so much. I don't even know how to express it. They're just so important to me, and the website doesn't seem like it's gonna load for me. Probably my Wi-Fi. But like some of the things I wrote for their writing group are still on their website from back in like 2019 or something. I was about to put my hands into the Guilty Gear position. That's so silly. Instead of picking up my controller again. Oh. It's hard to express exactly. There's just so many emotions. Yeah, I just have too many of them. Stop it. No, it's better that way though. I'd rather have so many of them. Makes really good art. And it's also just very human. And I think being human is a very good art. For as much as I complain about it. But yeah, I would love to be recognized for my writing work. Whoops. You know, I should show off more of my stuff. I just haven't written anything recently. Oh, hang on. Mental Martyrs got scrolled past, so I got... My writing came almost completely from the horrors of reality and I want to escape, so I did. Made a whole little universe to exist in. Yeah, I understand that. When I did win an award, though, that woman had the audacity to try to take credit for it, and in my graduation speech, I don't know what I was on, but I was like, I would like to thank my English teacher, because it was only forgetting her teachings that allowed me to truly love English and start writing. Thanks for making me realize what not to do. You have an inspiring demotivator in many ways. Oh, I I was the worst student, I'm gonna be honest. Back in elementary school and high school to a lesser extent, I was the worst. And that's a lot of the autism, really. I got overwhelmed a lot, and that had me acting out, but it's not really an excuse for making those teachers' lives so hard. It wasn't probably the worst they'd ever dealt with. At least I obeyed the rules most of the time. But I always feel bad about making those teachers' lives harder. Especially after my mom became a teacher. And I got to have a little more insight on how it works. Can't even talk about how much I hated school. Being one of the most competitive countries with probably the highest form of ADHD was torture. Yeah, I get it. Uh-oh. Oh, darn. I was a bit late there. That's always a tricky room for me. It's such a weird motion. But yeah, I still wish that I could, you know, make those teachers' lives a bit easier. I went to yell at a teacher because I was ready for more difficult math problems and I was tired of the easy ones. But that was like kindergarten or first grade. It's easier to not like teachers when they were awful to you in middle school. Yeah, but some of my nicest teachers I was awful to sometimes. I usually avoid political topics all the time, but education system is the only place where if somebody talks to me about it, we are getting political. Yeah, we can change the topic if you want. Maybe I need that. Maybe I need to make that redeem, actually. Hang on, I can do that now. I'm not... Oh, I need to do Duolingo at some point, huh? I'll do it in a bit, but... what I ought to do... over here... it would be viewer rewards. Channel points. I don't want it to be absolutely free, but I need it to be really cheap. So maybe like here. Teachers are cool, I like them in general, but those ones weren't good for me, you know? I get it, yeah. Well, but I can simply point out one quote from Mark Twain. Don't let your child's schooling get in the way of their education. Yeah, I understand that. Absolutely. I have a lot of opinions on education, too. But I also know that it's not always the best to get into it, you know? Because it can make people really upset to remember the different opinions they have. And it makes having a good time hard. So yeah, a vibe reset. It'll be like 50 for starters, and then if people abuse it, I can make it more expensive. But I want it to be something really easy for everyone to do. And maybe a nice calming color like yellow. Yeah. It'll do for now. I just want there to be a very easy way for people to change the topic if it's something that, you know, makes them unhappy or ruins it for them. I'm not obviously... Before I forget and have to get back to focusing on work, I could try teaching you some fundamentals of swordsmanship in VR chat, probably poorly. Then better in Blade and Sorcery, at least till a better option steps up. That could be interesting. It was the most depressing topic because it literally enters the darkest moments of people's childhood. Some have trauma and it can rage about it. Some can simply talk about it, and some can genuinely not talk about it because of how dark the time was. Heck, even I was one of them because literally 12 years of bullying every single day. But now it's more bearable. Yeah, it's a lot for me too. I've said all I think I want to, honestly. It's such a difficult topic. But you know, it always comes around to something. It's hard to have a nothing conversation forever, you know? Eventually you might accidentally start poking and prodding at things of substance. And, oh. I should tell you my lore sometime, but yeah, we can move on. I don't know. That's another thing I have difficulty with in social situations in general. A lot of people, I don't know if it's a modern thing or not, but, you know, they bond by telling each other stories about themselves. And a lot of those stories tend to be sad, and I have a hard time taking them. As much as I want to help people, it's very hard for me to... And honestly, when you start, or grow up and start to see your parents as people and look past their roles as mom and dad, a lot of things start to change. Yeah, they really do. Some for the better. And that's better to focus on that, I guess. But yeah, it's all quite a lot. It's a little bit different because we are girlfriends. Not really. Not for me, at least. I have the same sort of, I don't know if I'd consider myself overly empathetic, or the common fact for many, which is not having them. I don't know what you mean by that. I missed something, sorry. I feel like I might be overly empathetic at times. It's just really difficult for me to listen to people's problems a lot of times. Not because I don't want to hear them, but because it just hurts. Not having parents. Yeah. I had Burger King come into my mind right now. I could talk about my writing a bit. So the longest thing... Oh. Okay. Yeah. I don't know, Blarg. You don't have to apologize. That's all. I'm gonna talk a bit about my writing because I do kind of want the vibe reset that I just created. It's not that anyone's done anything wrong. It's that, you know, my mind gets working and I don't like that. Go ahead. Yeah, so the longest thing I've ever written. It's a hard topic. It absolutely is. Oh. I looked away. I understand that. I've heard a lot of problems and with many myself, I just reversed to gallows humor, like Craig. Craig is my favorite story. I don't know that I've heard that one. But as I was saying, the longest story I've ever written, or rather the longest thing I've kept up with, I should say. Not kept up with. I did not keep up with it. But it might just be the longest thing I've ever written, I don't know. It was only 50 pages. But basically it was this ridiculous, I guess you'd call it a crack fic. I don't know, but the main villain was Elvis Presley, who was mind-controlling the Beatles. And they were the enemies of the Burger King. Or, well, the Burger King was a mentor character. But the main character was Colonel Sanders. Supporting cast of Ronald McDonald, who was basically Sasuke, and Wendy. What's the context behind the story? I just wanted to write something ridiculous. What was the inspiration? So, it was coming up to Christmas, right? And, you know, I was just having fun. I wanted to write something silly and ridiculous. And I was like, I'm gonna share something with my family. So it's gotta be silly and ridiculous. That actually sounds like a potentially good dating sim idea. Maybe. There's already a Colonel Sanders one. Oh darn, I should have known when I pressed the button that I wasn't gonna make it over. I just got a little greedy. But yeah, that's the longest thing I've ever written. It was quite silly. The reason I never finished it is because, basically, Elvis and Ronald McDonald had a confrontation. But then Elvis... So I've never... Colonel Sanders looks very good, though. The dude was making people gay before Rhino Reynolds. You're not exactly wrong. But I would bring your attention to Jean-Luc Picard from Star Trek. That's the old man that, I think is more gay. Now, I'm not really into guys. Him too. You're right. Yeah. Maybe one of these days you can be there for one of my yapping lore streams, though most are very early in the day. This is the same spot. Hang on. I need to focus up. There we go. Yeah, I'm bad at watching live streams is the thing. And I don't mean to be, I just happen to be. My mind gets working with how I could be spending my time, and then I go and don't do that. And then I just feel bad. That's just how it happens sometimes. Watching live streams is a skill. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a short attention span. It's just difficult for me. Sometimes, I don't quite know why. Because I can watch long things, but I think it's not having the ability to pause it that makes it difficult. Because it's like an investment that I can't guarantee. I just struggle a lot with talking about random things, to be honest. I was never good at holding random conversations. I enjoy heart-to-heart conversations more than I would like to admit. I get that. A lot of people really like to have substance. I feel like there's a lot of... I was talking about this on the last planning stream for my animation. So I did a Pokemon Leaf Green Nuzlocke a while ago, and the plan with it is that I'm gonna basically make a short anime series inspired by the events of it, and then there's Genshin. We can talk about it for 7 hours. Yeah, I don't really play that sort of game. Oh, and about Pokemon for 10 hours. But yeah, I'm basically planning on making a short anime series. Not necessarily anime, because it's not Japanese or anything. It's just an animation series. Animated series. But basically it's going to be inspired by the events that happened in the Nuzlocke. Art style? Vaguely, I think it's not really necessarily. It might be like loosely derived from anime, but I'm not really a good artist. I'm a decent artist, don't get me wrong. I've done some really nice things that I'm a big fan of. But I wouldn't say I'm very good at drawing people. So my things might be loosely based on Japanese anime, but not... I wouldn't quite say they're enough, you know? To call it anime. I don't know what I'm going on about. I wish I had more anecdotes to talk about, but I don't remember like 80% of my life. That's so understandable. And for me, a lot of things I can talk about, it's hard to spin them into a compelling story on the spot. For example, once in maybe 2nd grade, I licked a frozen pole in the middle of winter. And this was in Utah. Oh, my momentum. This was in Utah at the time. So the poles got there frozen enough to stick your tongue to. I licked it because I thought to myself 2 things simultaneously. The first of which was that it would be kind of funny if my tongue got stuck to the pole. The second of which was that I did not really think that tongues did get stuck to poles that were... I thought that was just a thing that happened in cartoons, because I hadn't had the experience of something cold sticking to my tongue before. But my tongue absolutely did stick to that pole. And it was kind of painful to remove it. I think I was told to leave it there and wait for someone to get warm water. Well, it was at school at the time, and I didn't feel like waiting, so I ripped it off. It was a bit painful, but I got over it quick. Oh, darn. But that's not really a sort of story that you can go on about, you know? Like, that's about it. Nothing else to go on. Another thing I'm hoping to do soon, because I just can't stop giving myself more work, is I'd kind of like to start a little webcomic series. Because many of my stories are out of nowhere too, like Craig. I feel like you're begging me to ask about Craig at this point, because I have no idea what it is. But the fact that you brought it up twice now feels like you really want me to ask about it. But at this point in the stream, Craig is basically Chekhov's gun, so... we're gonna have to talk about Craig eventually. The only question is when. Craig's story is very tongue-in-cheek. Interesting. My mind went empty again, I'm sorry. I forgot what I was thinking. Well, I'm a little eepy. I went out today. Oh, darn. I was outside for a while. I had Mongolian barbecue for lunch, which was very tasty. It's a very interesting little process they've got there. Frozen pieces of meat and other things that are then put onto a very hot stone, and cooked like that. And there's a variety of different oils, and there was a little sign that said, "We recommend you put all of these on there." And I thought to myself, well, that's quite fun. And the very hot stone, because they just use the same stone for everyone. If you don't want it to be spicy at all, they said you'd have to ask them to clean it first. I wouldn't say I'm like great at handling spice, but I'm good enough that I didn't feel like I needed to remove it, and I didn't. So, and it was tasty. A very tasty meal. A very good flavor. I was happy with it. But yeah, Mongolian barbecue, very tasty. I had strawberry shortcake pancakes a few days ago. That sounds really tasty. I like strawberries a lot, especially with chocolate. I should learn how to make things better. Oops. Oh. That hasn't happened before, I don't think. If this were like Mario Maker, where it showed you all the places people had died, it would be covered in little pinks because of just how many ways people have died. Even if it only showed your own, it'd be covered in them. I feel like I'm forgetting something again, though. But no. How are you guys doing? I hope you all are doing good. I like you guys. Being boink, 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 boink. Yoing. Oh darn, I was hoping it would work. I love you too, Sharky. There is two ways I could tell you about Craig. A clip from Doc's stream, or just give you the last remaining evidence of Craig's existence. A Reddit post. Well, links are banned in the chat is the thing. And it's not because I don't want people posting links, it's just because there's too many. Like, 99% of the links that I posted are from those bots who want you to click on their cheap viewers link. And it's honestly not worth trying to deal with links in general. So links are just banned. Unfortunate, but I think it's for the best. Then the first you'd have to go find yourself. Second, I can send you through Discord. That works. I mean, it depends on whether or not we think we want to stop stream and go look at it, you know? I'm cool with it, I guess. But we've got other people to think about. I don't know if there's a way you could give us a summary. I should have known that wasn't gonna work. A big sip of water. If we do stop stream for it, I'm gonna... Doc's reaction was absolutely beautiful. That's quite funny. Every time you say Doc, for some reason I think of Doc M77 from Hermitcraft. Which is quite silly of me, because I know it's a different Doc. Beep boom beep boom beam boom beam boom beam beam boom beam beam boom beam boom. Do. The only really difficult thing about this is that it's so long, you know? If it was shorter, I mean, not necessarily. I haven't gotten the seaside. That's literally what I was thinking. You're so silly, Sharky. The seaside I also haven't gotten the golden berry on, because it's just difficult. The B-side I haven't gotten it because it's long. Biggest problem is Craig's story is very crass and is best told as such. Ah. That's tricky then. I'm not necessarily against swearing. Or having swearing on my stream. It's just like weird for me. I don't know. I don't have any idea. Hey, what? Oh darn. I grabbed for just a second too long. Pretty soon, though, I am gonna want to take a quick break. Refill my water, use the bathroom. I think I'll do this attempt and one more. And then I'll take a break. Yeah, I had to pay her for this swear. Nuh-uh. You aren't supposed to tell people about that. Which is why having Resurgence do it through a clip adds emphasis. Does the clip have the, does the clip have the whole story? Or is it just a reaction to the story? I don't know how long clips are able to be. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm just being silly, Sharky. You don't have to worry about it. He reads the Reddit post and then dies laugh. Okay. But like, what's it about? You know? Oh, okay. Because I'd feel a lot better watching it if I knew vague. Peek it. Here, I'll send you it. I don't know. Because I feel like if I could just get like a vague description of some kind as to what the story is about, I'd be able to judge whether or not it's worth it or not. Because I'm not the biggest fan of just watching things I'm sent on stream with no questions. I'm a little too cautious at times, perhaps. It's a very, very overweight pigeon. Okay. That should be fine then. I will. Oh, darn. Okay, now, I forget what. No, it was one more. The whole story is much longer, but the short is the life and death of a comically big pigeon. Oh, how interesting. Yeah, that should be alright. I'm sure everyone's very curious. We can watch that right after my bathroom break. And my bathroom break is right after this run. I'm forgetting something. have no idea what. My brain's just kind of weird. Yo. Okay, there we go on that. Oh, darn. Yeah, I know. Oh, wait, hang on. It's bathroom time. Oh, excuse me. We're gonna send you to the Be Right Back screen. I'm gonna run some ads. Not because I want to run ads, but because it gets rid of ads for the next hour. And so it's just convenient to do it when I take a break. So I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. And let's see if this is the right move. So my Discord on my computer doesn't work so well when it's late at night, because I think my parents have turned on a weird, like, Wi-Fi setting that makes Discord not work so well at night. But what I can do instead is if I go over to my go into my own chat on my phone, and then I paste and send. There we go. Very nice. Then I can open it here.
There he is in all of his glory.
And he was really fast because people would just toss him food and literally sat in the middle of the sidewalk and people would just step over him.
I used to pass by my old neighborhood.
Oh, he's reading
all
it.
the time, and he was really fat because people would toss him food.
Oh, hang on, my face should not be that way.
Sidewalk, and people would just step over him. He wouldn't even flinch. Seriously, you can sit down next to him, just feed him, and he would be chill. He was there every day, and all his
weird.
Eventually hurt him, his lard ass.
That's quite silly.
My dad's home. I need to show this to him. Hold on. I'll be right back. You guys get to look at the fat fuck of
That is quite the silly clip. I think that's quite fun. You oversold the crudeness. That is not very crude, no. At least for me. Thank you for sharing the Mental Martyr. I think it's a very fun one to have seen. Very good. It's a pigeon I used to deal with back in college. Also, you knew them personally. That's quite fun, huh? I can't remember if I've ever seen a pigeon. I must have, right? At some point? The way I told it forever ago was horrifyingly crass. Especially how the bird expired. Oh, okay. Well, at least we got that version then. I do think it's... Oh! I meant to go up, obviously. Never seen a pigeon before is an unexpected phrase. It's just like, I'm thinking about it, and I can't remember ever seeing a pigeon in person. I must have, though. Like, it's not physically possible to live in America and have never seen a pigeon, is it? Like, Sacramento's right over there. The post talks about who Craig is, but who Craig really was sits on a plaque that the bus terminal still to that day. Oh, interesting. Craig is a cryptid then. Meow. There goes a VIP around that terminal. Oh, very fun. Oh, I went a bit too far. What do I want to talk about next? My mind is kind of empty right now, you know? Kind of very empty. If y'all have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. But that goes for all the time. It doesn't have to just be when my mind is empty. Would you care to know about how the 10 pounds? Wow. I'm a little curious. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little curious as to how this very heavy pigeon expired. Oh, I pressed dash too early. I don't know. I like streaming. Well, you see, I found out after a long hiatus from going to college. When I got back, I had to ask a guard about Craig. The man looked almost teary-eyed about it. Uh-huh. Oh. It's never fun to lose a friend. Even if that friend is a 10-pound bird. Wah. You see, Greg had a thing of eating anything you gave him and would even fight cats for his food. Oh, wow. That's dangerous for Craig. Or... Oh, darn it. I threw myself off because I pronounced it in my head like C-R-A-I-G, and I'm like, that's not right. But then I realized, wait, that's almost right. And it really distracted me and made me die. Oh, that almost didn't work. Oh. And one day he got his wings on a Dunkin' Donut breakfast sandwich, which he apparently eating in the street, sitting on it like a beanbag chair. Then came the street sweeper. Oh no. That's so sad. I wonder... Darn. I wonder if that could be used as an educational story. Because you know how a lot of stories, not necessarily educational, but like, through oral tradition, Craig sat there, stared it down, and accepted it like a battle-hardened warrior ready for Valhalla. That's quite the way of phrasing it. I'm just curious to see if this could become a very real oral tradition. Although technically, because you've written it down now, it couldn't be. It'd just be a regular tradition. But I'm curious to see how long the story of Craig endures. I'd hope it's a long time. With the right practices, it can be. Every time you speak, I feel like you are in your late 30s. You never really know on the internet. Late 30s is just like the late 20s, which is just like your late teens. Which is just like being basically 3 years old. I feel like I am. I feel very old sometimes, but that's mostly because I struggle to fit in with my age group. I feel like they're all quite different to me. The amount of old people I have been meeting on Twitch is kind of insane. Yeah, because I mean, at some point, you have a lot of experience and nothing to do with it except tell people about it. And Twitch is a great place to tell people about it. Or maybe you just feel like playing games. Or maybe you're just hanging out. I'm 26 with the brain of a 4-year-old and the health of a 60-year-old. I'm 19 now. I was 18 earlier this month. And I've got the brain of, like... I don't know. I've got my brain. It's quite confusing. The health of a very confused person who does not know how health works. Whoop-doo, pop-poppy-poppy. Same, sister, same. You're silly for that. Cause like I'll have a pain in my chest for just a little too long and I'm gonna be like, oh, this is it this time. Darn it. Oh, I live. We're living. We're not living. I also need to do Duolingo at some point. Because I need to keep the streak up. If I don't keep the streak up, then what has it all been for? Duolingo's not even that great of a language learning app. There are better ones, but they're mostly paid. And I haven't found a good free one. Plus, the bird at least is something. Rather than nothing. I love how in that room your D-pad goes in a full circle. It's quite fun. I'm 18 now, but I don't know how old I sound because everyone around me is kind of in a position where they refuse to ask questions. Like, half of them pretend so much that they have their shit together that it's obvious that they don't. It's freaking shocking that even my social anxiety, which keeps on telling me I suck, considers those adults worse than me in terms of taking advice from. Yeah, I get that. I kind of assumed you were in your, like, 26-ish. By the way you talk. But it's interesting that I'm older than you then. Yes, I did, Sharky, and I'm still having a mental crisis about it. I have no idea what the right thing to do is. It's not even... Like, I did it and I thought about it before, and I'm still thinking about it. Like, if you were listening, you'd have heard me pause. So it was a conscious choice. And I still have no idea if it was the right one. Just being accurate to the message. Ah! It's just so silly of me. Because I keep telling people I'm not against swearing. I exist by the rules of the gamer. Everyone better than me is cheating. Everyone worse than me is brain dead. Swearing shame him. Never thought I'd see the day. Sharky, this isn't the first time. You've seen it before. I used to have a redeem to swear. And it was redeemed a few times. I know, I'm doing a bit. Well, get a better bit. No, I'm just being silly. Because you're silly. I need to work on my new 3D model more, though. Because, as a VTuber, I always want to be working on my next model. Not everyone has to, but I feel like it's... I love you too, Sharky. I feel like it's something I can always be improving, you know? Because there's always something better that I could be doing. Oh, I will read that in just a second, Azure Moon. Because that's quite a bit. It ain't even, oh, they have their own experiences. I don't know how someone can be so incompetent at life that being around them makes it contagious. Is it really so hard to accept your flaws and to understand the generation below you isn't actually as stupid and frankly brain dead as you? And if places with enough choices, they will make the right decision. Who the heck are they to choose our career paths and future when they don't know more than 4 jobs? It's tricky. Because I feel like a lot of times older people are scared that we won't make it, you know? Because they're parents, and that's sort of what parents do. And they don't know any more than 4 jobs, but at least my parents are trying to set me up with the experiences. I don't know, they didn't make it either. No one really makes it. No one. Believe me, as someone who used to work for US government, it's not okay. What is making it, anyway? Exactly. Gen Z grew up with brain rot like Gen Alpha. Okay, hang on. That's the first... I don't know why they're being singled out for it, anyway. So, here's the thing. Calling them generations is just not... like... I don't like it. Because Gen Alpha and Gen Z are like 10 years apart. That doesn't make any sense for a generation. Right? So they're clearly just culture-based age groups, but calling them generations doesn't make any sense. Me neither. I'm saying that the generation stuff is silly. It is, right? I'm so bothered that they're called generations when they're not generations. Just say like kids ages like 8 to 10 or something like that. I just want to be buried in a coffin instead of a cardboard box. Well, I don't know, there's a lot of options. Doesn't... Oh, what? I've never gone that way around. I didn't know that was a thing I could do. There's a lot of options other than a coffin as well. I've heard that some coffins are bad for the environment, so you gotta be careful about what you choose. I, myself, want to be in at least 3 pieces. I'd like one of those pieces to be in space. Oh, we got another from Azure. Gen Z didn't quite grow up with intense brain rot. Gen Z was sort of just depressed for the whole generation. We kind of realized that the economy is failing and the world is going to crap and chose to surround ourselves with a toxic form of escapism, like phones and iPads, while still being aware of the more useful parts of them. While Gen Alpha, or just iPad kids, haven't even done enough things for us to gauge them. I don't know. I feel like brain rot is such an annoying term. Because anything you don't really like counts as brain rot. It's my perception of it. People say, oh, this is brain rot because, what, it's a repetitive thing that got stuck in your head? I feel like brain rot is just, oh, this thing is part of our culture, but we don't like it. At least that's my perception of it. It's just such a nothing term to me. If I know right, it's like boomers are the parents of millennials, those are the parents of Gen Z, and Alpha is the kids of Gen Z. That's not possible. First of all, you're forgetting Gen X, right? Gen X is the kids of the boomers. Then millennials and Gen Z are... So, the boomers had their kids mostly as the Gen X, but some were... whoops. Some were millennials. Then the Gen X had their kids mostly as millennials, but some were Gen Z. Brain rot is more like it's actually stuff that has no implications in the future. You don't even know why you watch it. It doesn't make you happy. It doesn't make you kill time. It literally watches your brain because you are doing something for no reason apart from being an option. Not quite. That's not... It's a psychology thing. Right? I usually refer to YTPs, MLG montage parodies, stuff like that as Gen Z brain rot. I grew up with that stuff, so I more see it as this form of surrealist comedy. See, when you're watching something because you don't know why, it's sort of like you're the tiger pacing at its enclosure, looking for stimulation, right? It's not that there's brain rot, it's that there's no outside for us to go to anymore. So we're just doing whatever we can to give our brain some stimulation because there's nothing else to do, right? It's not because it's because you require stimulation, but there's nothing to stimulate yourself with, and it's an easy dopamine hit. The lack of third spaces, exactly. I don't know, I feel like calling it brain rot doesn't address it, and it kind of feels like it puts blame back on the kids. Being like, wow, they're doing all these brain rot things, or blaming yourself for having this brain rot. But it's not any kind of rot. It is not quite there. It is stuff to do. It isn't stimulation. It's literally making that stimulation your regular environment. It's hard. I don't know that that's quite the case. Because, like, for example, I don't know, because you could play a video game like Celeste, for example. But sometimes that's too much effort. I don't know, I feel like the videos of the dude dumping 5 gallons of syrup on the 3 Eggos is brain rot. I don't know. I just don't like things being termed derogatorily when they're a clear symptom of something else happening. It's not necessarily rotting your brain. It's just stimulating your brain because you need stimulation, but you're not in a space to seek it out properly. Mainly because I don't know what else to call it. I know. I don't know why it bothers me this much. I just don't like rot, I guess. Oh, come on. It was so over. What time is it? It's 11:10. Okay, I'm gonna... We all got our pet peeves. Yeah, that's true. No. I think after this run, though, I need to do Duolingo. Because, like I said before, we gotta keep up that speed. Bing, a boing. The big thing is that we all need our escapism. Yeah? That's very true. Bing, boing, bing. And we're through! This is the hard one. Or one of the hard ones so far. Because, like, it's so hard to get consistently. Oh, that's right, I need to do Duolingo now, huh? Alright, no problem, no problem. We'll go right over here. Then we'll go not Discord, silly. There's multiple websites that start with D. Okay. 30 XP. Let's look at our quest really quick. We're at 29 out of 50, which means we've got 21 left. Okay. 21 over how many? Over 16. It's not Blooming Gen Alpha, it's more so a cause of absence of parents in a child's life, because it is a parent's role to give their child healthy forms of stimulation so they don't turn to the enjoyment to mindless addiction. I agree, but the thing about that is using a word like brain rot, saying they have brain rot, or they watch brain rot videos, that's very much, it doesn't tell you anything about the parents, you know? It excludes the parents from the statement entirely. And I don't think that's going to help people understand the problem.
Demasiado. Yo quiero comprar una camisa.
Buy a shirt. Use.
Camiseta.
Anyhow, I'm gonna take a nap before I have to get back to work. Okay, see you soon. Or not soon, but see you next time, Mental Marty. Skibidi Toilet would make for good surrealist comedy. I mean, the word memes didn't help people understand the problem either. Well, memes comes from memetic, right? for being copied, right? Because memes are just something you copy and share in different formats. And I don't see how... I don't understand.
Yo necesito un reloj.
I might be misunderstanding what you're talking about, Azure Moon.
Elegante.
Yo quiero comprar una chaqueta.
I want to buy a jacket. Bum, bum, pink.
Yo necesito un vestido rojo. Un vestido marrón. Rojo.
What's this? Thank egg and not like this emotes. That's quite silly.
Abrigo barato.
A.
Abrigo barato.
Okay. Cheap code. Wait.
Abrigo.
Yes. It is to me. I've never watched it. I don't know. I've never watched it either.
Yo quiero comprar un regalo.
Un reloj.
The word brain rot isn't just the content, it's the intense form of brain fog and cognitive decline caused by excessive screen engagement that Dan Alpha is being used to. But that's not a statement that means anything to me, Azure Moon. Right? I have yet to see any studies proving this, because people said the internet was going to rot your brains, people said that TV was going to rot your brains, people said that radio was going to rot your brains. Right? So I don't know for sure that that's a statement that has any real meaning. So,
Este reloj es
I don't know.
demasiado caro. Este reloj es demasiado caro. Demasiado caro. Un regalo para mi hija. Un regalo para mi hija. Para mi hija.
got one. Because I agree that there is a problem. But I don't think that anything's... Yeah, I don't know. I'm just
Introducing the
complaining at this
Duolingo-
point. I don't think anything's gonna get done about it either way. So there's no point in telling people what words to use about it. 15 minutes learning isn't gonna happen.
La luna de miel.
Luna de miel.
Ana está en un taxi.
Anna is in a taxi.
Hola, buenos días.
Hello. Good morning.
Hola.
Necesito
ir al aeropuerto, por favor.
ir al aeropuerto. Yes. If we want to be technical, it all kind of has rotted people's minds. But people are just naturally kind of dense. I don't believe you, Mental Martyr. I just don't believe you at all. I think that's an entirely made up statement.
Está bien.
Right? Because you don't know that. You weren't around before radios. You don't know at all that it has rotted anyone's minds. At all.
No son vacaciones. Tengo un boleto para Madrid.
Tengo un boleto para Madrid.
Bueno, 2 boletos.
Madrid es mi ciudad favorita. Es muy bonita.
Very pretty.
Es mi luna de miel.
You do know that the phone's blue light has an effect on sleep rhythms. Like, there was a rock band from 13th century that had carved into it, "I hate the man who sold me bad copper." Mental Martyr, that's a lot earlier than the 13th century for one. And Azure Moon, I do know that the phone's blue light has an effect on sleep rhythms. And I do know that lack of sleep causes mental decline. Or not mental decline specifically, but it makes your frontal lobe less active properly. I don't know. I just feel like that's a different problem. Right? Because you're not talking about the phones. You're not talking about the blue light. You're talking about the things on the phones. And they're different. Saying to not watch 17th, still kind of funny. 17th is after. Hang on. It's ancient Sumeria, right? Third millennium BCE. No. Ah, okay.
Ah, ¿dónde está su esposo?
No tengo esposo. Tengo una esposa muy difícil. Ella no quiere ir a Madrid conmigo. Estoy muy triste.
Ah, lo siento.
That's too bad for
Bueno,
her.
estamos en el aeropuerto.
Una mujer con una maleta corre en dirección.
I'm sorry to be
al
arguing about this, by the way, German. I don't think it's important enough to argue about what words there are. It does what it's supposed to do, I guess, which is have a way for people to talk about it. But I feel like it doesn't quite capture it. That's all. So, I don't mean to be arguing with you. Okay.
¿Salma?
Ana, lo siento mucho. Te quiero.
Yo también te quiero.
Vamos a Madrid.
The English language is whack. It sure is.
Disfruten de su luna de miel.
There we go. Did I get something wrong? I don't know. Darn. I was hoping for some bonus XP. Huh. Well, I feel like... yeah, there'll be time for more of it another time. I want to get back to the game. I hope everyone's doing alright. Mental Marty, you were gonna go take a nap, I remember. So I don't want you to miss out on that. Not that I don't want you here, of course. Yeah. Hopefully I didn't bother anyone too much. I know it was a mostly civil discussion. But I still worry about these things. You're doing good? That's good. It's okay though, arguing and debate can be constructive, learning, and overall good for brain development. Yeah. That doesn't mean it's nice. And I have my English class for that. I don't want to be putting that kind of thing on everyone else. I just don't want to be the annoying type of person who's telling people how to use words. All I really wanted to express was that I didn't think the term brain rot did a good job of what I perceived it was supposed to do. But it's good enough. So we are doing this. One of the main harms of excessive screen time is the unhealthy amount of cortisol that is released in our brain when we do something else. As cortisol is released when our brain isn't getting the rewards or dopamine dosage regularly. Phones are very important, but the level of obsession that some people have can be damaging. Uh-huh. You're right. I don't remember if I was telling you that you were wrong about the screens, then I'm sorry, because you were definitely right about the screens. It's just that I felt that that was a different problem from what you were calling brain rot, you know? Because from what I understood, and the only issue with Gen Alpha is that they are at an intense level of this obsession because of lack of parental attention. Okay. Because from what I understood, you were talking about brain rot as what they were watching, rather than the fact that they are watching, you know? I don't know. I'm not smart enough for all this, I suppose. It's too much to think about. Really, what is there to be? You're an optimist, Moon is a pessimist, I'm a nihilist. I wouldn't say I am. I would say I'm a realist. So views will be different. I am a nihilist. I would call myself a realist, personally. Optimistic realism, but still realism. I believe in you are... I am an absurdist. That makes sense. I'm not saying things are failures, but they do suck. Yeah, but I mean... Darn it. I was getting that before. Don't know. I don't know how... Yeah, don't know. Philosophy is such a big topic. I just want everyone to be okay. I also think that a lot of problems are inherently manageable. I'm content. That's good, mental Mario. I'm glad you are. Because, of course, I wouldn't want anyone to be upset. Especially not with me, of course, but in general, I don't want to upset anyone. And my wine, my pizza, my books, and a stable job. That's nice. I don't think I can hold down a job while I'm in college, I'm gonna be honest. Because my classes, if I'm taking enough classes to be a full-time student, which is what I kind of need to do, then I just don't have the time for a job. Or the energy. Quite disappointing, because I do need money. Very much. Oh. We're gonna perish regardless. Meaninglessness is a constant in the grand scheme of things. Which is precisely why there's no reason to not enjoy it either, to be honest. If it's meaningless, then there's, to be honest, no reason to suffer in it. Just live the way you want. It's not like anything will massively change in the world itself. I understand that, but to me, that feels like such a... I don't know. Like, for me, it's sort of cycled back around, you know? The notion of meaninglessness is itself meaningless, so I'm just going to assign meaning and say that it's not meaningless. And I know that that's not disproving you at all. I just feel like the whole grand, oh, what is the meaning of life, or oh, everything is meaningless. I feel like it's all a tiny bit, I don't know if contrived is the right word for it, but I do feel like it's a bit... sounds a bit more like realistic pessimistic. I don't know. I feel like all these words for it are getting in the way of the actual discussion, you know? Because none of them are going to quite fill everyone's perspective perfectly. I just think that we shouldn't get too caught up in ourselves. The state of ultimate neutral? No. I don't know about that. And prep for it? I don't know. I wouldn't say it's neutral to assume that there's no meaning. I would say that's like a firm position. And I feel like assuming that it's neutral is... I don't know. Hope for the best, prep for the worst, exists in the middle. Let's just avoid this topic. I'm not in the mood for any sort of argument. Yeah, of course, I really don't mean to cause anything. I'm sorry if It was difficult. This room, I keep forgetting how to do this room. Oh, too early anyway. But yeah, I think you guys are all great. And I don't want to make anyone upset. So. Absolutely, we can change the topic. I'm kind of tired tonight. I've been out all day. The other thing I was doing, besides getting the Mongolian barbecue, was I was going to a couple different retro game stores within 30 miles of me. It's okay, things are just kind of flowing nowadays, and I'm just trying to control it because now I can control it. There's something to learn in and of itself. I understand that. I just want to make sure everyone's okay. You know? I wouldn't want to be the cause of anyone's distress, you know? And that kind of talk is distressing to many. So, I just, you know. But, yeah. I was visiting some retro game stores within 30 miles of me. There is several of them. And specifically, I'm looking at Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. There's some really interesting ones. The only two I ended up getting are, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on the Game Boy Color. And the Fortress of Fear, which is, Wizards and Warriors 10. Oh, darn. On a high note, I found my local WNS sells double chocolate brandy. Well, that's very fun. I don't know what WNS is. I also don't know much about brandies or wines or any of that, because I'm not of age in my state. Wine and spirits? Mm-hmm. Oh, I see, that's what WNS is. Makes sense. But yeah, I love retro games. Part of what attracted me to Celeste is their awesome pixelated graphics. Really making it an art rather than a limitation, which I think is always a good sign of progress. Ding, 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 dong. I remember seeing that a few really cool old school looking games are coming out soon. Oh, like what? I don't think I've heard of them. I don't keep up with the news very much. I don't remember? That's okay. I'm sure I'll either find out eventually, or I just won't. And I'll be fine either way. Oh! Didn't quite jump enough. I would really like to have... So, I forget what it was called, but when I was younger, occasionally we'd go to this candy place. And they have these really nice chocolates with sort of, not quite a jam, not quite a gummy, not quite, I don't know what I'd call it. But it had this, and it wasn't any sort of nougat or syrup either. Some Lara Croft type thing, Tomb Raider, a Mega Man clone, a few horror things, and a platform or two. Something more 64 style, I believe. How interesting. That sounds fun. I forgot what I was saying, though. It's gone now. Wait, chocolate with jelly in it? Yeah, something like that. It was this really nice one. I remember something like that, too. And they came in these little bars, right? Not bars even, they came in sticks. Well, this is a predicament, huh? There were these little sticks with that stuff in it. And I would really love an orange one right now. I remember eating a lot of jelly or Jeffrey cakes back in the day. I don't know what those are. I don't think I've heard of them before. I ate a lot of banana chips back in elementary school because I was too lazy to pack a lunch. So I'd go to the cafeteria. The banana chips were free, and so I'd get a bunch of those. They are like British soft cookies covered in chocolate and filled with jelly. Well, that sounds quite nice. Meow. Oh darn. Well, not jelly, more like marmalade. Didn't know that I've had marmalade before. Might have. But it would have only been once. Can't remember. I know I've had jam and jelly. Potentially not marmalade. Who's to say? Not me. It was good stuff, but anyway, I'll have to sleep so I can get through this night. Yeah, you were planning on going to bed quite some time ago, if I remember. Got a bit distracted. Gotta like put away all the Christmas stuff. Oh yeah. Cleaning is always such a task. Oh darn, didn't get the wall. Wait, I need that dash actually. I can't play around too much, or I just can't progress. Walmart and selling Christmas stuff in the middle of September, grumble grumble. Alright, see ya, Shay. You too, Mental Mario, I hope you have a good night. And I hope you had a good time here. That's my goal. For both of those things to happen for everyone. As best I can, anyway. Mm-hmm. Thumbs up to you too. Uh-oh. There we go. Close one. Bing boing. I feel like I was just here. Because I was. Boing boing. Bink. Bonk. Okay, let's do this. This is always such a worrisome room. 'Cause I'm always so worried about messing it up. Oh! Don't quite want to wave dash there, do I? Tempting as it is to wave dash all the time, everywhere. Bing bong bing. Alright, we're back here again. I know there's a trick to it. But what is it? We're just gonna have to keep trying, huh? Oh, missed again. I know I've done it before because I've beaten the level before. But I've completely forgotten how to do that one room. I know it gave me trouble the first time anyhow. In fact, you know what? We don't have to... Let's see how many more that adds. Only like 100. We can just start from here and go check out. We can just go check it out, you know? We can go figure out what to do. And then we can come back with the berry. And it'll be much easier. Because we'll have figured out what to do. Oh. I'm so smart for this. Maybe not that. Pew. This also gives me the opportunity to practice that room a bit more. Which I clearly need. Darn. Wait a second, I just did not grab it there, huh? What a silly thing to not do. Oh, bit too close. This is what's nice about doing a little testing without the berry. You get practice all the spaces. Alright, here we are. Pretty sure I'm supposed to, grab that second one. Now, obviously, I've got to stand there. Oh, okay. So I'm just gonna complete the room so that I have it in my mind. And then we're gonna go back to trying with the berry. Uh-oh. That's not quite it. I didn't even go up. Oh, darn. You gotta drop a little earlier than you expect because of the... Quite a bit earlier, in fact. You gotta drop earlier than you expect because of the way it pushes you forward as you fall. It'd actually be more consistent to just go like... Oh! To just go like that. To just jump off it. Oh, darn. Okay. Oh, darn it, I needed that, didn't I? Yeah. Oh well. Oh, darn, I was just a little bit off. I knew it was somewhere in there. I do want to have it completed. Oh, darn. I want to have a completed time of it before I go back with the berry. Uh-oh. There we go. Oh, and that's literally the last room. Or, well... There's a little more, huh? Okay, well, we might as well get a preview, right? Oh, no, that's easy. Okay. We can just go back in. What time is it? It's 11:44. Maybe we'll try a little more. Maybe until 12. But I think that if we don't get it by then, we're gonna call it off for the night. Because as much as I do like to do this, it does get tiring. Yeah. It's really just a matter of time until I get it. Just depends on whether or not we have that time tonight. We might or we might not. We'll have to see. Uh-oh. I think it's quite funny how you're... Oh, darn. Didn't mean to go forward there. Uh-oh. There we go. Boing. Bing. Boing. Uh-oh. Well... No harm in giving myself a break now. It's late, anyway. I could keep going, but, like, it's a good enough stopping point. I'm tired. Alright, we're gonna... I don't know how many of us are in chat here. But we're gonna try and raid out, anyhow. I think XN is always nice. Talk a little after? Yes, of course, Sharky. I would tell you if I didn't want to talk. Sorry, that was a bit mean. I do want to talk to you, is all. It's okay? Okay, that's good. 2 of you? Alright, sounds good. Now I'll see you guys next time. That'll be Monday, huh? With more Celeste, actually. I'll see you then, maybe. Bye.